This is the best fragrance under $15 and it's by Rasasi, and Rasasi is a Middle Eastern fragrance house and has amazing value when it comes to their budget fragrances. We all know about Hawass that has so much hype, but I think Daarej could definitely take the throne because of its value. Now the main thing about this fragrance that gave it early hype was that it apparently smells like Valentino V Pour Homme. Now I have never smelt that fragrance and I'm not going to buy a bottle just to review this fragrance and compare it. So I'm not blinded by nostalgia, these are my honest thoughts. I bought this one a number of years ago, I think it was just after COVID had ended.
Kung flu!
So I have had a lot of experience with this fragrance. I was there at the start of the hype and I'm still here even after the hype has died down. But it's still a #1 bestseller on Amazon. So is it actually worth your while? Let's find out in this review. Let's begin with the bottle design. So for $15, what are you getting when it comes to its package? And all I can say is that it's perfectly fine for the price. It doesn't blow me away, but it doesn't disappoint me either. I do like the bottle shape, it reminds me of the Bond No. 9 fragrances. And the main thing I like about this one is the juice color. It's this really nice muted purple lilac juice and it just looks mouth-watering. And it's a bit of an indicator into how the scent is because the scent is a bit sweet. The cap itself is cheap and plasticky, just what you would expect for the price. And as for the atomizer, it's pretty fine. I'm honestly quite surprised you can even get this glassware for $15, but it's the smell that's going to impress you. Starting with the fragrance notes, at the top, we've got cardamom, cumin and artemisia. At the heart notes, we've got rose and orris root. And onto the base notes, we've got sandalwood, patchouli, amber, vanilla, musk and tonka bean. So as it opens, the main thing that you do smell is going to be that rose mixed with some spices, but it is slightly sweet as well, which I think is mainly the tonka bean that comes to play. So it opens really rosy, powdery, slightly clean, but the main thing about the opening is that it does smell quite synthetic, quite alcohol heavy, and definitely a bit chemical. So the opening is honestly the worst thing about the fragrance. It is quite heavy with its synthetic smell, but after 30 minutes or so, it does die down quite a lot and then it does start to actually become a really good fragrance. As it dries down, the rose and the spices definitely do stay throughout the whole journey, but the amber starts to open up, a bit of the sandalwood starts to open up as well. And one thing you will notice is that once the chemical smell really fades away, it is also adding some soapy elements to the fragrance. It really does shine and impress because of the dry down. And a $15 fragrance that is able to balance sweetness, spiciness and soapiness and make a blend that isn't a hot mess, it's honestly quite impressive for the price. It's not a super safe fragrance that you can wear, for example, in an office because not everyone's going to like those spicy and sweet notes. But outside of that, it is quite a versatile fragrance. I would wear this one casually for the most part. You could definitely wear this on dates because it's a very sexy fragrance. So for $15, this would make a killer date fragrance. As for seasons, I would wear this one in pretty much all seasons except for summer because once again, the spiciness, especially during the summer months, will be a bit too cloying. But outside of summer, this would be a winner. The value is honestly insane, but I do have to be honest because honesty is all I've got. I am a small channel, integrity is what I live by. This is impressive, but it's not a miracle. The level of hype this has is definitely warranted for the price, but it's not going to get women into your bed. It's not going to change your life like all these other content creators say it will. I have to be honest, I don't care if that stops me from getting affiliate commissions. And the main thing I say that is because this is definitely not the most natural smelling fragrance. It does get better as it dries down, but from start to finish, it's not going to smell the most natural smelling fragrance. Does that mean that it smells like its price tag? No, definitely not. It definitely punches above its weight, but it doesn't punch all the way above to where I would say niche level, or even some of the top tier designer fragrances that are in the $100 range. It's definitely a very good fragrance for the price. It will exceed your expectations, but not to the level that other people say it will. Now as for performance, it's perfectly fine for the price. It projects mildly, and you may think in your head that it projects super strong because of those chemical notes, but don't let those blind you. It is just a mild projection. You will get a nice moderate scent bubble. And as for longevity, I get around 4 hours. So it's fine for the price, you know, $15, what can you expect? If you look at my previous video on Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP, that's a $90 fragrance and it performs half as good as this one. So what do I honestly think about this fragrance? For under $15, under £15, this is 100% the best fragrance that you can buy as a guy. There may be some stuff you could get for discount at Zara, for example, that could maybe combat this one. But if you just want to go on Amazon, links in the description, and pick up a fragrance for $15, this is what I would recommend. I honestly think that you could wear this one as a young guy, but also as an older guy as well. There's no age gap when it comes to what you can get away with this fragrance. When it comes to seasons, like I said, all of them are perfect to wear this fragrance except for summer. And as for occasions, all of them are perfect except for, I would say, the most professional wear. So if you do want a good fragrance for $15, that kind of has most areas covered, and if you definitely want to look at a sweet and spicy fragrance, then there is no competition, guys. This is definitely on the top of your list. It is a sexy fragrance and it will definitely turn heads. And you just don't see this one in the wild anymore. And you don't really see this blend of perfumery in the wild as well. I'm talking about the rose, the spiciness, the clean soapiness as well. What other fragrance really has that kind of aspect? And I do think that although this one is a bestseller, a lot of people will have it in their collection, there is still a really good chance that you will smell a bit unique when you wear this one. Hawass is currently in the spotlight, but $15, guys, $15. It's honestly quite impressive. And when it comes to value, these Middle Eastern houses like Rasasi and Lattafa are definitely number one in my opinion. If you do have a limited budget, that's what I would strive you to look at when it comes to cheap fragrances. I also really recommend the Salvatore Ferragamo lineup for a really good budget fragrance, and some of the Abercrombie & Fitch ones. I will be doing a video in the future on all my top cheap fragrances, so definitely stay subscribed for that. That's been my video on Rasasi Daarej. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Make sure you give me a big like if you have. Make sure you press the playlist on the top right of your screen to watch even more of my fragrance content. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on this fragrance and what else you would recommend in this price range, and I will hopefully catch you guys next time.